Standards, pathways to the present, bridges to the future. A standard is something that is very good, and that is used to make judgments about the quality of other things by the Merriam-Webster dictionary. And so standards are desirable pathways by which we do our activities, we make our things, we live our lives at present. Standard is a document established by consensus and approved by a recognized body that provides for common and repeated use, rules, guidelines, or characteristics for activities or their results aimed at achieving the optimum degree of order in a given context. Standards should be based on the results of science, technology, and experience, and aimed at promotion of optimum community benefits. Consensus means general agreement characterized by absence of sustained opposition to substantial issues by any important part of the concerned interests, and by a process that involves seeking to take into account the views of all the parties concerned, and to reconcile any conflicting arguments. So why standardize? To make a product, process, or service fit for its purpose. Aims of standardization. Standardization may have one or more specific aims to make a product, process, or service fit for its purpose. Such aims can be, but are not restricted to, variety control, usability, compatibility, interchangeability, health, safety, protection of the environment, product protection, mutual understanding, economic performance, and trade. And so again, fitness for purpose means ability of a product, process, or service to serve a defined purpose under specific conditions. And the aims include compatibility, interchangeability, variety reduction, safety, protection of the environment, and product protection. Some definitions. A basic standard has a wide-ranging coverage or contains general provisions for one particular field. Terminology standard is concerned with terms, usually accompanied by their definitions and sometimes by explanatory notes, illustrations, examples, and others. Testing standard is concerned with test methods, sometimes supplemented with other provisions related to testing, such as sampling, use of statistical methods, and sequence of tests. Process standard specifies requirements to be fulfilled by a process to establish its fitness for purpose. Product standard specifies requirements to be fulfilled by a product or a group of products to establish its fitness for purpose. Service standard specifies requirements to be fulfilled by a service to establish its fitness for purpose. Interface standards specifies requirements concerned with the compatibility of products or systems at their points of application. Standards on data to be provided contains a list of characteristics for which values or other data are to be stated for specifying the product, process, or service. And management system standards, which include the ISO 9000 series. Stakeholders of standardization include the private sector, professionals and academics, the government, consumers and societal interest groups. Benefits of standards to the industry, manufacturers, and fabricators. Standards make it easier to enter a market by predefining important features of products. Since standards are developed for products with demonstrated demand, there is lower risk of market entry. Since product variation is reduced, standards help manufacturers realize economies of scale. And since products are built to specifications which were agreed upon, they are less likely to fail or perform incorrectly. To consumers and buyers, there is less risk of the product becoming unavailable. Also, products of high quality and less prices can result, and the use of products can lead to more rapid system specification and implementation. The government and public agencies. The government share in the benefits that are available to all buyers and consumers of standardized products. Also, the government can use standards to help achieve some goals in fair and equitable manner. More specific benefits to the government are the following. And for example, the government can impose performance standards like emission level to engines or minimum level of quality to a product. For developing countries, these are also benefits from standards. Technical regulations. A regulation is a document providing binding legislative rules that is adopted by an authority, and technical regulation provides technical requirements either directly or by referring to or incorporating the content of a standard, technical specification, or code of practice. Standards are voluntary. Technical regulations are mandatory. Milestone of modern standardization. In 1947, the ISO was founded. Also in 1947, in the Philippines, the Division of Standards was created under the Bureau of Commerce, Department of Commerce and Industry. And now the Bureau of Product Standards operates as a staff bureau under the Department of Trade and Industry. Standards and Safety. Baltimore Fire, 1904. United States of America. A fire got out of control and started to sweep through the city. The fire companies as far as 100 miles away rushed to the aid of the stricken city to no avail. It was found that their hose couplings could not attach to the hydrants, nor other hoses. There were no standard couplings. While firemen watched helplessly, Baltimore burned 30 hours. This disaster was a stimulus to establish standard hose couplings by the United States National Fire Protection Association. Up until that time, each municipality has its own unique set of standards for firefighting equipment. A research was conducted, and 1 year later, a national standard was created to ensure uniform fire safety equipment and the safety of Americans nationwide. Recent ISO developments in standardization fields of special interest for developing countries: water, energy, climate change, food and agriculture, health and safety, social responsibility. Why standards matter? Standards make an enormous and positive contribution to most aspects of our lives. When products and services meet our expectations, we tend to take this for granted and be unaware of the role of standards. Why standards matter? When products, systems, machinery and devices work well and safely, it is often because they meet standards. When standards are absent, we soon notice. Value of standard. How much? Can it be measured? Some studies commissioned by national standard bodies have tackled this problem. On a macroeconomic perspective, studies have tried to track the impact of standards on different economies. On a microeconomic perspective, studies have tried to assess the impact of standards on companies and sector performances. The bad news? It is very difficult to measure the impact of standards. The good news? The impact is positive, both at the macro and microeconomic level.